Is that not blatant sabotage? Is that not a clear escalation? It's not like we had the talks and the talks failed and then they attacked. They attacked before we had the talks. Am I crazy? Seriously, I wonder sometimes if I'm the one who has a crazy perspective on this. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, they sabotaged the shit on purpose, for real. I could understand if America had the talks with Iran and the talks failed and then Israel attacked them. But why would you attack them like a day before the talks? Why would you do that? It's disingenuous as fuck. Disingenuous as fuck.
Again, American forces and the Israelis remain on high alert across the region. There's real concern about a possible response that could come at any moment. And we do understand that both current and former Israeli officials continue to praise President Trump for this decision, understanding that it has changed the reality for the Middle East, going after these key nuclear sites in Iran and taking away that important piece of leverage that the regime had just 24 hours ago.
But TTD, my point is that, okay, let's say that they really are building a bomb. Let's say that they're not going to comply. You could have waited until after the peace talks, bro. Why are you going to attack before the talks? The talks are scheduled. It wasn't even like the talks weren't scheduled. The talks were scheduled for that same week. Why would you not wait until after the talks? It's not like they were going to have the bomb in 2 days. And even if they had the bomb, they have to test it. There's like a whole process. They could have easily, look, America had talks with them or was supposed to have talks with them last week. Europe had talks with them this week. You could have attacked them tomorrow, Israel, if you wanted to start your attacks. 1 week is not going to make a difference.
Related to their nuclear program. Harris?
Trey, I'm curious. You said through your reporting that all options are on the table for Iran. What does that even mean at this point? And are they hitting Israel in a way that they anticipated? Is it bigger? I know they're hitting civilians, and that is horrible, and they can continue to do that. But I had been reading maybe they wouldn't have as much in terms of weaponry at this point.
Yeah, Harris, you're exactly right. And I spoke on the phone earlier with Israel's former defense minister, Yoav Gallant, and he said it would be a grave mistake for the Iranians to respond to these strikes overnight that were ordered by President Trump. They do have some limited capability to continue targeting Israeli population centers with ballistic missiles. They could also use their proxies in the region, these Iran-backed Iraqi and Syrian Shia militias, to go after U.S. bases or embassies in the Middle East. But the key thing to remember here is that
first of all, they're going to block the fucking Strait of Hormuz and start just be pirates. What stops them? Well, I guess the American warships in the fucking Gulf will stop them, but still, like, unnecessary. It's unnecessary. This whole situation is unnecessary. Kanai says I need to get into golf. I do need to get into golf, bro. I do. But those clubs look crazy. The prices on them bitches, crazy work.
Over the past year and a half, the Israelis have systematically taken out Iranian proxies like
or pickleball. Oh my God, bro. How old am I, Kanai? Kanai talking to me like I'm 50 years old. You sounded like those niggas I used to drive the supercars with, because they be talking about that shit all day long, every time. Oh man, we're gonna pickleball.
Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. The Americans and the Israelis have gone after the Houthis in Yemen. They've targeted Hamas and Islamic Jihad inside Gaza, and it has given the Iranians very limited options in terms of a response. The situation has changed. If we were having this conversation 2 years ago, Israel would fear a massive missile attack from multiple directions. Right now, they just have to brace for the possibility of more ballistic missile fire from Iran and the chance that Iran could try to mobilize what's left of their proxy forces in the region to launch limited strikes against population centers here or American interests across the region.